Rose Ali, and I'm with International Risk Consultants. I would like to welcome you to IRC's very first webcast. Many of you may recall the recession timeline that we sent to many of you last month. As a follow-up to that timeline, we thought it would be a good idea to have a discussion on many of the topics that came up in the past 12 months in relation to credit insurance. And in order to have this discussion, I have invited here the chairman of the board of IRC, Mercedes Plant, to have that discussion with us. Welcome, Mercedes.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. So without much further ado, Mercedes, we'd like to know, based on all of your experience with working with credit insurance, please give us your thoughts on how you think credit insurance weathered the storm, so to speak, of the economic crisis.
And a storm it has been.
A storm it has been.
Very good word. Afros, there's no question that the credit insurance industry suffered unprecedented losses in the past year. The insurers knew a little bit of, they have great economists on board. They knew a little bit of what was coming, and towards mid-2008, fall 2008, they started taking measures to protect themselves and to protect their clients. They withdrew capacity by canceling limits, by reducing limits, by seriously reducing their exposure to certain industries that they felt that they were the industries that were most affected or would be most affected. And they had to do this definitely to protect their rating. They had to do this to survive themselves. And to be able to continue supporting their customers in terms of all their other needs. So it has been an unprecedented year for our industry. On the other side, we can say it has worked very well for clients. Some are going to be unhappy. They had limits cancelled, they had limits reduced, and of course that affected their operations. But in the overall, the industry has paid, as I already used the word, unprecedented amounts and the value in claims. So it has been millions and millions and millions that have been paid during the past 12 months.
Do you feel that that credit insurance has proven itself during the recession?
Yes. The demand for our product has been enormous, continues to be enormous, and so it's also part of the difficult situation. On one side, the insurers have reduced capacity. The demand is much greater because companies realize that in order for them to be aggressive, or in order for them to protect their accounts receivable, this is one of the very few tools that are available to them. So the demand has been great. So lower capacity, greater demand, prices have gone up substantially. At the same time, I strongly believe that the price is totally commensurate with the risk. The whole world is still not out of these difficult times. Some spots look better than others. Some show signs of recovery, but the overall global situation is far from stable. We don't know what could happen here or there that could, this nascent recovery, disintegrate again.
Going back to one of your points about the capacity issue, what are there solutions, other solutions to capacity issues when it comes to going to the insurers and asking for capacity?
Well, one of the things that we have been doing extensively, and we have been very successful doing in the past, this is not just during the past year, however in the past year we have done much more of this, is bringing multiple insurance companies together on one same limit or in one same group of limits. We call them syndications, the same way that banks have bank syndicates, multiple banks lending to any one company.
Okay.
No insurance company today wants to have major exposure on any one name, even when the names are good. Again, having too much makes their reinsurers nervous.
Yes.
And therefore, by dividing the exposure among multiple insurers, it has helped us greatly to bring the solution to our clients.
That's great. I think when to be able to be creative like that at a time like this, I think hard times bring about innovation.
Yeah.
And it has been happening for years, but it seems like it's more it's a better solution in a lot of cases nowadays.
It has worked very, very well for those of our clients for when we're bringing the solution. Yes, and then again, the insurers are happy, the client obtains the solution that they need, so yes, it's a win-win.
Where do you see the credit insurance when in relation to a company as a buyer instead of a supplier? How would they view credit insurance?
That's a great question, Rose. In the last few years, but mostly in the last year, we have seen as the U.S. economy had started having difficulties, many overseas companies felt very much at risk selling to U.S. companies.
Yes.
So these U.S. companies all of a sudden had suppliers demanding letters of credit, cash in advance, when they had always done their business on open account.
Right.
Putting an additional layer of requirements and financial requirements on the U.S. company trying to source from overseas. We refer to this type of, the way we have structured this is the U.S. company buys the insurance on themselves to provide to their suppliers, giving them the peace of mind that if they don't pay, again, a rated insurance company will pay.
Yes.
Will pay them. In this manner, we call this supply chain finance, and we have seen a lot more of this in the past few years. But in the past, I would say 12 to 15 months, it has been widely utilized, and more companies are thinking of this.
Okay, and would some people call this reverse credit insurance?
Exactly.
Thank you very much, Mercedes, for your insight.
My pleasure.
It is a dialogue that I think will continue.
Definitely.
And it's something that we want to continue discussing with our clients and with anybody that would like to discuss these issues. It is definitely, it's going to help get through these hard times. So IRC will continue to bring you updates on the world situation. For our viewers, we have the recession timeline available on our website, and we also have for your reference the insurer analysis that IRC Security Committee has compiled. So please visit our website, www.irc-group.com, if you haven't already, to view those documents. Other than that, please tune in next time for another interesting topic brought to you by IRC. Thank you very much, and goodbye.